cup.
Hey, we're trying to make a video and then we'll get it, okay?
Oh no, cup.
Hey, you want to tell them where we're moving? Where we're moving? Wow. Hey! So this is our first like vlog like this, but we know that all of y'all are wondering. Also, I'm just really sorry I don't have any makeup on. We're just so busy with moving. We're so busy that I just don't even have time. This is our one free second that we're both home at our new home, which is at my mom's house for right now. Shepherd doesn't have school on Monday. So, but we know y'all are all asking like why we're moving, where we're moving, and so this will be our video to kind of share with y'all why we're moving. So, we can take it back. Starting 2 years ago, we went on a trip to Gatlinburg, and that's where it all started for us.
We were in Gatlinburg, and we were like, man, Tennessee is amazing. I've always wanted to live in Tennessee.
Get out. Okay.
I've always wanted to live in Tennessee because of the weather. I have a problem here where I feel like I wasn't meant to live in hot. I was meant to live in medium. I wouldn't say cold because I don't want to shovel snow. But Tennessee has 4 seasons, and that has always been important to me because I'm really hot-natured. And I know it gets hot there also, but
it's not as humid. It's just so
it's
humid
just hot.
here.
It's not like the heat. Like, you know when you go outside to check your mail and you start sweating and it's like 20 steps away? I'm not into that.
Or when you open the door and you're like,
and you feel weak, yeah.
Because you can't breathe.
Or when it's hot 85% of the year.
And I've never been pregnant in the summer, ever. My babies are February, March, and April. I am a hot-natured person just like him. We're both just not meant to live here. And I got pregnant. And I cannot be in Louisiana this summer pregnant.
We're still trying to figure out what causes that.
Yeah. Well,
something about cable or something.
Yeah, we're gonna take care of that.
Something about you should get cable or something.
2 years ago we fell in love with Tennessee, which I've grown up there my whole life. That was like my favorite place. Me and Jordan went there on vacation once a year with the Gotros. It was like our Gotro thing, and it's just such amazing memories in Tennessee. So we loved Gatlinburg, and we've gone several times being married, but for whatever reason this trip was different, and we just were like, man, we really, hey, we're trying to talk here. For whatever reason this trip, we really just felt like God was telling us to move. And so on the way home, we were like, I really think we should move here. I really feel like God's telling us to move here. And so we started praying about it, and this was 2 years ago.
So I was actually supposed to grow up in Chattanooga. We moved to Texas when I was 4 years old, and my dad had gotten a job in Chattanooga that he was about to take, and they were like picking houses and stuff. Turned out at the last minute, like something with the job wasn't what it was supposed to be. So we didn't grow up there, and I grew up in Texas instead. So we almost grew up there, just funny.
When we went to tell my dad, because they were on the trip with us, we were like, listen, we just really feel like God's calling us here. We, you know, I know y'all know my brother passed away 8 years in November, and it's just something that I just really felt God, and I just loved it so much, and I just felt such a peace, and so did Mitch. And so I'd say, Dad, look, we're gonna move here, so just want to let you know that. And they were like, well, we've been looking up real estate also since we've been here. So they were like, we want to move too. We're ready to retire. 3 weeks later, Mitch, my dad, and his parents his dad and Miss Malay went up to Chattanooga, fell in love with it. So ever since then, we've been going up 3 to 4 months, just because we're not going to make this move without God clearly telling us that this is what we're supposed to do. And so we have been going up. We got connected. It's actually funny if you ever see us say like I Facebook stalked some people. Well, on that ride home from Tennessee, I decided to start looking up churches because there was no way that I was going to move unless we could be connected to a church. And so we found these 2 churches, and so I started messaging some people like and the wives from the churches. And so one of the couples, it looked kind of creepy and stalkish, and so that was Mary Lynn and Timmy, and I was just a little creepy. But Amanda and Kyle did not think I was super creepy because they were photographers. So I messaged them. I'm like, hey, listen, we really feel like God's calling us to Tennessee. You know, can you tell us a little about your area, a little bit about your church to make sure that this is like the same, you know, we're on the same page here. And we just really fell in love with both of these couples, which is crazy because it was a social media based relationship. And so I essentially stalked them. So in the next December, so we had gone up on vacation in May. By December, 6 months later, I'm like, okay, we're coming up, we're ready to meet y'all, like. And so I went to Tennessee, and Mitch says, so how do we know these people that we're about to meet with? And I was like, well, I kind of like Facebook stalked them. And he was like, you are so weird. I would never hang out with you. I would make up some excuse why I can't hang out with you. So long story short, like,
I really would do that.
That happened. But listen, they don't think we're weird. They're like our bestest friends now and our Tennessee besties. And so God really just like, really just aligned everything for us to be able, we have friendships, we have a church. And so honestly, like, we went to the church, and it's like a church of 60, and it's 3 minutes from our house. And so we just were like, man, this is great. This is where we feel called
like
to
3
be.
minutes walking.
Yeah, it's not far at all. So, okay, so we find a church, we find some friends, and so then that was December. So in May, again, which was a year from now, we went on a 2-week trip to Chattanooga with my dad, because my dad and them were ready to look for like land and stuff like that. And so we find this amazing piece of land, and we thought it was cheap, but it was for sale by owner, and so it kind of wasn't working correctly. So my dad was like, listen, I'm gonna offer X amount, and if she wants to accept it, she can accept it. So long story short, she got an appraisal, and it came back for like $40,000 less than what we offered. And so Dad was like, listen, it's 9 acres. There's a modular home on it. It's 1,700 square foot modular home, and it's subdivided with 3 acres. And so if y'all want to buy the 3 acres and modular home for $82,000, you can.
And we were like, of course not. That's way too expensive.
That's too expensive. No, so we were obviously like, yeah, let's do that. So we are living on 9 acres. We own 3 with this modular home, and such a blessing. And so, you know, that was May. We continued to just be where we were in Louisiana. We knew it wasn't time yet, so we've just been doing what God called us for here, and then little things after little things started working together. And so we kind of heard from God and said that May was going to be when we were going to move. So that was like a year from then. And so we decided that we would put our house for sale. I think it was April, like the first week of April or something like that. Yeah, April 1st, which was Easter. And we sold the house in like 3 days. It was the first people that came into the house, and they offered full asking price. So that was like huge, a huge relief for us, because obviously God's like working out the steps.
And it was for sale by owner. It
was for sale by owner, so we're able to...
So sorry all of our friends. I know about 8,000 people that are realtors. We're really sorry. We just wanted to save more money.
Yeah, so it was...
It's not you, it's us.
It's not you.
You guys are great at doing house realty.
I just really like that other percentage that would go with
saving 6% twice seemed really nice.
Seems awesome. So we did that. So we're literally, all this time, Mitch has started to look up jobs, and he'd get an interview here or there over the phone, and it'd be great, and then he wouldn't hear back from them. This one company, he did a phone interview, and it was like, great, and they were like, yeah, we're ready for you to come up here. He drives 8 hours, and he gets there, and they're like, oh, we didn't know you were coming. We forgot about it. So that was like really discouraging, because we were like, okay, we sold our house. He doesn't have a job. What are we gonna do?
Yeah, that was awkward.
So long story short, we went back up one more time, just like a couple weeks ago, and right before we left, he got an email from a company. He did 2 phone interviews on the same day. And then they were like, listen, we want to meet you on a Saturday. So obviously we were like, Saturday, that's pretty promising. So he met with them on a Saturday. On Monday, they made an official offer, and he doesn't even have a boss now. Like, it's super cool. He's like the boss man.
I am the boss, playa.
So we're just like, God is just like doing everything. So it's funny because Monday, we're literally packing our house away, packing it into a U-Haul, and we don't know if he has a job. I'm like taping things up like, God, I know you're big. We don't have a job. Let's get us a job. So long story short, God has like continuously worked everything out for us. Mitch leaves. He starts work on the 14th. We're going to stay here till the 23rd for the kids to finish school. And then I'm going up and I get to be a mom. So when I found out I was pregnant, I was like, I cannot believe this. This is like the craziest time. We're trying to move. We're trying to get things settled, and I'm pregnant. And so it's just crazy how God did it, because this will be my first baby that I don't have to work with. All of my other kids I started doing hair at 2 weeks, and I just didn't want to do that anymore. And so we are ready to move. We really feel like God is doing this, and we're so excited to see, you know, the church grow. Like I said, it's a church of 60, so we're really excited to be a part of that.
More people do.
And we're excited for our kids to be able to play outside. And, you know, we're ready for this season of our lives. And so.
And it's also insurance. Car insurance is cheaper. House insurance is cheaper. There's no state tax. And we're gonna pretty much not have that many bills. Everything's so much cheaper.
Yeah.
That's another reason that we thought would be awesome to move.
Another thing that God did was we were able to make a lot on the house, because we did a lot of it ourselves. And so we're able to pay off my car, and we're able to pay off a little less than half of the house in Tennessee. And so I will not have to work, and I just can't even imagine my life without working. I'm not saying I won't ever go do hair again, but right now I just want to be a mom. And so
I can imagine my life without working. It would be awesome.
So I'm excited. The modular home that we got, the people living in it have been smoking for 7 years. So on our next video that we release, we're going to show y'all us flipping the house and making it, you know how everything is white in my house. So we did that to it too.
Everything was yellow.
Everything was yellow and smoke and orange because of Tennessee. So stay tuned for that video. So I know this was like a really informative video. Like, it's not our normal, but I know a lot of people have been asking and want to know like why we're moving and stuff. And we're just really excited for this adventure, and we're going to be vlogging the whole way. So if y'all want to stay up with our family, make sure to stay a part of our vlog. Make sure to subscribe, comment, and like so that you can see our lives in Tennessee. We're excited. Anything else you want to say?
I don't know. We'll be in Tennessee, but still go Tigers.
Yeah.
Still go Tigers.
So thanks for watching. If you got this far, I know it was really long.